Do you or someone you know have diabetes and want valuable insight into exercise and nutritional tips? Stay tuned for this episode of Spirit Lift. Before we get started, please remember to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell down below so you'll be notified each and every time we upload new episodes on Spirit Lift related to themes such as nutrition, spirituality, and well-being. In this episode of Spirit Lift, I have the pleasure of speaking with Dr. Nivedha from South India, who can give us valuable insights into the theme of diabetes, how we can potentially reverse it if we have it or we know someone that does have it, and give us just general valuable insight into nutritional aspects around this theme and exercise. Dr. Nivedha, welcome to Spirit Lift.
Namaskaram.
Namaskaram. It's a pleasure to speak with you in this very important topic that we're going to be discussing today. And we're both on different sides of the world, which makes this incredibly interesting and fun to do, and really give amazing insight to our listeners and to our viewers on a topic that unfortunately many people all around the world have to live with, and that is diabetes. And for some people, it's manageable. For some, it is not. Some is difficult, and unfortunately, people do die from this each and every year. So I think it's a very important topic to speak to you about because, there has to be probably certain ways that people with diabetes can live, have better longevity, have better way of living, better quality of life. So I'm very, very keen to have your insight on this very, very important topic, really. So before we get started, can you please give our viewers and our listeners a little bit of background about you, your work, and basically where you're from?
Okay. So namaskaram, everyone.
Namaskaram.
I'm so happy for this wonderful conversation, and also I'm so happy to cherish your circle, your viewers also with this kind of topic. So basically, I'm a naturopathic doctor. So during this lockdown period, I was before that period, I was working somewhere in a hospital, holistic approach towards curing many disease conditions. So during lockdown, I was I didn't go to hospital much. So I was most of the time spending time at my home. So that time I thought let me share my knowledge through Instagram or some social media like that, I thought. So I started sharing my knowledge about each and every disease condition. So through that, people started to reach out to me, I want to reverse my diabetes or this condition or that condition like that. So it was I thought that rather than giving an individualized consultation or an individualized consultation each and every day, it would be best if I can conduct a program as a team, as a group of people, because this is kind of a new approach to a lot of new generation people, that is reversing your disease condition. That one thing even is a bit weird and a different topic, right, to this kind of generation, because we are more towards taking medication and just maintaining the same condition without leading to any complication. But we never heard of thing like reversing our disease condition. So this lockdown actually gave me a wisdom, so that I will start a new program online only, so that people can consciously choose health and consciously reverse their health condition, disease condition, and bring back to their optimum health condition. So that in that way, I started a program called Kayashudhi. Kaya means this body. Shuddhi means purification. So the word itself defines the program. So if you just purify the body as much as possible and keep it in a certain way, like right kind of atmosphere, right kind of condition. If you create in this body is itself having the power to cure its disease condition, whatever may be the disease condition, maybe diabetes, hypertension, PCOD, PCOS, or obesity, or any gastrointestinal disorder. If we just set a proper time and space or a situation for this body, it itself has the power to heal itself. So that's the essence behind that program. So why I thought of a complete program instead of an individual consultation means I wanted to educate my patient to become conscious in choosing their health instead of just popping up a pill or just prescribing some food to the patient. So it would be best, I thought, like we can set a group properly, like health group, so that these people can move towards health consciously as a team than as an individual. So as a team means these people will encourage themselves and cherish themselves, and they will come up better than giving an individual thing. So like that I thought, and during the quarantine period only I started this program, 21 days program. So a lot of people actually got benefited. Actually, this whole new aspect is even was very new for all those people, and their life actually changed after this program. Like a lot of people reversed their diabetes. Like till now I conducted just 4 programs, but in that 4 programs at least like around 5 people reversed their diabetes completely to normal state. And piles, patient has been suffering from a bleeding piles for the past 5 to 6 years, but after attending this program, within like 3 to 4 days his piles bleeding has completely stopped and this condition is reversed. That particular mass is there, right, in that region, that is completely reversed. So all sort of like changes happen to their lifestyle and also to their health. So It worked wonders actually.
Doctor, that's really incredible, the program that you're describing. So just to follow up on everything you're saying, so how long exactly have you been doing this program? Exactly?
I think, exactly. I started sharing my approach on health from March 29 exactly during the lockdown period. So it just happened as a habit, like what to say. I was like an introvert, so I started to explore myself. So as a part, I tried to make some videos and post. So after that, I thought like, let me help some people, and started it around September, I think. September, exactly.
And you mentioned just now that some people that you've worked with have actually reversed their diabetes. So, I mean, can you talk just to understand that, because it just sounds like profound to hear that. Can you kind of describe in a bit more detail what your program involves, the holistic method to it, and what elements in your program can lead people to potentially reverse diabetes, because that's kind of important to know. And I think it's really interesting what you're saying, that we can use our own bodies to heal ourselves. And I think that's a very powerful thing, that like notion you're bringing across, and I think it's excellent. So can you maybe go into a bit more detail, kind of what you do to help people with diabetes in that way through your program?
Yes, sure. Based on your questions only, I'll start explaining my answers. So first question, what you asked, that what is the root cause of diabetes, right? So basically, if you take any kind of diseases, naturopathy says only one thing, okay? That whatever may be the disease condition, the accumulation of the toxins in your body is the root cause of any disease condition. Okay, so for example, if we take diabetes, when we get that particular disease condition, what we tend to do, we'll get panicked and we'll go to the doctor and we'll start our insulin dosage, or otherwise the metformin dosage, that like 2 types of drugs which you used to take. So what the doctor says, if you take that particular pill, your disease will get cured. That means your diabetes should get cured, like that the doctor will say. But what actually happens is, on a gradual aspect, your dosage of the medication, of that particular medication, will gradually increase, and your disease also will not get decreased. That means your blood sugar level will not come back to normal. Its blood sugar level also will get increased, and also the medicine dosage will also increase. That is the actual scenario which is happening right now. Okay, so if you come to naturopathy aspect, what actually we do is, whenever you take any food, okay, it gets absorbed in three forms. First thing is it gets digested properly in the stomach, and the second thing is it gets absorbed and assimilated in our intestine, and the third thing is elimination. This is the three main process whenever we eat a food. So this elimination not only happens through our intestine, it happens through four main channels. That is through our lungs in the form of carbon dioxide, through our intestine in the form of feces, through our urinary bladder in the form of toilet, that is urine, and through our sweat glands in the form of sweat. So these are the four main waste which is produced in our body. Okay, so when you eat some refined food, means complete unnatural foods, which is completely refined and too much of polished grains, all this kind of foods which is unnatural from the natural, which is away from the nature, what happens means this food will not get digested properly, and it gets settled down in our stomach for a longer period, and over the top we'll be like keep on torturing ourselves with a lot more foodstuffs over the top of undigested food. So this undigested food will keep on settling down in our stomach and our intestines also. So on a longer run, this will produce a substance called ama. Ama in Ayurveda means toxins. So this toxins will slowly get accumulated in our body, and it will get absorbed in our blood, and it will go to different parts of our body, and it will clog the elimination passages. That is, it may clog the lungs and stop the elimination of the carbon dioxide, like improper elimination of the carbon dioxide will happen. And also through our intestine it may clog, and you may get constipation or gastritis, something like that. So what happens means our elimination will not happen properly, and the accumulation of the toxins also will keep on increasing. So genetically our body will be weak on any any particular organ. For example, if you have a weak pancreas, what happens means this toxins will slowly get passed through your blood to that particular pancreas, and it will slowly get settled down in your pancreas, and this will slowly start to damage your pancreas. Okay, so on a longer run, what it causes is diabetes. So that is the basic principle behind naturopathy about diabetes. So this modern aspect about diabetes also, they are also started to agree this concept. In modern concept, what we are saying is, whenever we eat this kind of refined foods, fried foods, or polished foods, what they will tend to produce is a lot of bad cholesterol. These bad cholesterol will tend to settle in our muscles on a longer run. So this will get inside our muscles and inside our organs. So on a longer run, inside the pancreas cell, when this fat keeps on depositing, so this will lead to the damage of the pancreas, and this will stop the proper functioning of the pancreas. So this is the modern concept. Okay, so these are the two different aspects, and these are the two different root cause of the diabetes. Okay, so what we tend to do in that 21 days is, the first thing is we are trying to eliminate the toxins from our body as much as possible. Okay, through general procedure like oil bath, purgation. These are the general procedure which we do in our Indian culture. Okay, but we are reviving it back. Okay, like properly how in our culture they taught us. We are trying to revive it back, and we are trying to teach it in a proper traditional way to our patients. Okay, so that for the first few days the toxins get eliminated from our body in a proper way, and then the second step is putting back a proper diet. Okay, just only with fruits, only with vegetables, only with fruits and vegetables, whatever we need for our body to repair that particular organ or particular cell which got damaged, we are getting actually, like through raw fruits, raw diets, we are getting the particular enzymes and antioxidants to repair the pancreas and to reverse our body back to its original optimum condition. So I tried to brief it out, so I hope you understood.
So yeah, food wise, like you're saying, it's purely fruit and vegetables. Is there any protein in there, or just fruits and vegetables?
Yeah, protein is there for sure. So okay. So regarding the food aspect, I'll explain you properly. So mainly four aspects. Whatever maybe like your traditional food or Indian traditional food, you should see whether this food applies only four laws. Okay, four laws means like first law, the food should be real food. Real food means the food should have life. Okay, life means like what to say. For example, I'm having a wheat. Okay, I'm just soaking it in water, and the next day I'm just sprouting it. So what happens, the wheat will start to grow its roots and its grass and all those things. What it means, that particular food is having life in it. Okay, so whichever food which has life in it, you can consume it. So the first law is the food should have life. That is real food. Okay, and the second rule is it should be wholesome. Okay, so right now we are getting like wheat flour or ragi flour or whatever flour which we are getting for making our rotis or paratas or breads. They are like completely devoid of the essential nutrients which we need. If possible, I would like to show some pictures, but in mobile I don't know I can show or what. For example, if you take a wheat, what we are doing in the corporate like departmental stores or this kind of things and all, we are to increase the production of the particular product and to increase the usage of the particular product, what they are doing is they are generally polishing the grain. Okay, it may be wheat or it may be rice or any other local grains which is available in your place. They are basically removing the outer bran part, outer coating, so that the particular grain will increase the taste of the food, and it may get produced in a longer run. Like that they are trying. But actually what is happening means it may increase the production of that particular company, or it may increase the productivity of that particular company. It's not increasing our life. Why I am saying this means, while doing this polishing process, we are losing all the essential nutrients which is needed by our body. For example, calcium, for example, micronutrients like sodium, potassium, magnesium, or iron. All this are getting lost in the bran only, and we are getting only the carbohydrate parts which is present in the center part of the particular grain. So as a result only, these grains are not getting properly digested in our body, and these are getting settled down and they are forming toxins in our body. So the second rule is, whatever may be the grains, you should take it in a whole form. Grains or vegetables or fruits, instead of peeling the outer skin, you should have it in a complete form, whole form.
Like raw, okay? like raw vegetables, raw fruit, right? Like to get the whole.
It's not like basically raw only. You can have it in a cooked form. But the thing is, we should not polish it too much. You should not refine it too much. So the refinement and the polishing process are removing all the essential nutrients which is required for our body to digest that particular food.
So that's really interesting. So when people start eating like that and go through your program doing that, you recommend to them certain types of foods, types of meals, types of balance, ways of eating throughout the day, each and every day, right?
Yes, of course. Like for sure, you should not get food from hotel or restaurants or any departmental store. For sure, you should make your own food. You should try to make your own food. So in that way, you will, turn conscious. You will choose your health on your hands instead of depending on some pills, or instead of depending on some chefs and some cooks. It's basically the Kayashudhi means you should become conscious and you should choose your health. Instead of leaving your health to some other doctor's hand, you should take your health in your hands. That is the basic principle.
because maybe I'm doing, pizza's not the best thing I'm doing for myself right now. Pizza.
You can have pizza, but the thing is, you should make your own, the base and all. That is the thing. See, the base, obviously they will make it from the all-purpose flour, right? So the all-purpose flour is nothing but it is once again a refined flour. Refined flour means it is containing only the carbohydrate and it is not containing any other essential nutrients or bran of the particular grain.
No, not at all.
Yeah, that's the thing.
But I think it's really important what you're saying, because it's about a conscious way of eating. It's a conscious way of understanding what goes into your body. So through the way that you help people with diabetes, it's about nutrition in the way that you just described. What other elements are part of the way of, let's say, getting rid of diabetes, or at least getting better through it? Like, what other aspects come through other elements like yoga or exercises? Yeah.
And the second thing we recommend in our program is like to use your body as much as possible. Because see, for example, if you take your hands, if you keep on using the right hand and if you don't use your left hand, what is the ability of your right hand? The ability of your right hand will be more than comparing to your left hand, right? So that basically applies for your whole body. If you keep on using your body on a longer run, if you keep on using your body properly, the ability of this body will increase basically. Okay, in every way, like in healing any disease condition, or in perceiving some knowledge, or in doing any kind of work, the ability of this body will basically increase only if you use it properly.
Like in a holistic way, like you're saying,
in
every
a holistic
part, right?
Yeah, every part, actually. So like in Kayashudhi, we basically encourage people to do yoga. We teach yoga every day. It's like a compulsory that the individual should do yoga along with the instruction which we give. So yoga means it doesn't work only at the physical level, right? It works at different levels also: physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual, of course. So it will help one to heal from inside out rather than just external thing. So if you take diabetes, not only food is the main triggering point here which causes the diabetes. It is also very less physical activity, at the same time stress, which causes this disease condition. So by doing everyday yoga, you can remove the other two root cause also. That is, you can increase your physical activity, at the same time you can root it out, the stress completely from the body. So
that's amazing. Yeah, because I think I think most people don't understand how important it is that we're using physical activity like in a very holistic way, every part of our body, to really make us feel good and alive, and how healthy that is for the inside, right?
Inside, yes, actually.
It might sound like a silly question, doctor, but what can you being from India, can you define the word yoga? Because I think some people get a very, especially on this side of the world, a very distorted idea of what yoga means, what it is. So can you give us a good definition of what actually is yoga?
Okay.
Because some people just think about it like when here, like sometimes people just think it's like the name of a gym or something. They don't really understand what yoga means, so you could give us a good idea.
Yeah, sure. Sure. So see, I think that the most Western thought about yoga is like it's like some kind of exercise, doing like calm, like breathing, like that. Only the physical aspect people has grasped from yoga, but actually yoga has many other aspects. Like what to say? Personally, I will say like when I was doing my high school, like I was like many other students, like trying hard, working towards like materialistically, like I should study well, right? And I should score more so that I can become a doctor, so that I can cope up with the race about this materialistic society, something like that. So I was in the race actually along with the society. But at some point, I realized that what I'm actually doing, like some question arose in my mind, what I'm actually doing, why I'm doing, is it really worth it? What I'm doing is, am I doing it for myself? Is it satisfying me? Some kind of question, what is this I'm doing? Suddenly you feel like whatever you're doing, it's meaningless. It's totally meaningless. There is no meaning in whatever you're doing. Like, see, not only at that part of my life, even in my current life, at some point suddenly like something I'll feel like, what am I doing? Like whatever I'm doing, it's like kind of meaningless, something like that. So at that point I started to meditate. Like I started to see within myself what I actually want, and I started to seek more actually. What is the truth? What is the truth behind life? What is life? What is me? What am I doing? What am I doing here? So all these questions only like led me towards yoga. So I was like kept on seeking for my all my questions, and I was like seeking a lot. Then actually things opened up for me a lot in a better way. Okay, so in India we basically believe that instead of simply reading some books or something like that, we need a proper guru to get initiated into spiritual path. We need a proper guru, then only our spiritual path will get complete. Actually will actually open up many different dimensions. Like that, there is a thing. So from my ninth standard, I've been like searching. Who is my guru? Who is my guru? Something like that I was searching. In India though, like every corner you go, you can get a guru. Like that in India. Okay, but the thing is, I'm not satisfied with whoever I met. Okay. So the questions which I had, those gurus didn't have proper answers. So I was like still digging deep. So at a point, like after like 5 years, I found my guru, and I got initiated also. Initiation is like more like a spiritual process where they initiate into your spiritual journey, where they give you a small lift into a spiritual journey. So like that, my spiritual journey actually started. So generally we can say that yoga in Sanskrit means union, being in union with this entire thing, whatever you feel as real.
Yeah, like the universe, right? God, the universe, like the universe, however you define it, right?
Yes, however you define it. What is real for you? What is the truth for you? To be in union with that, and to just break the shell, whatever you are. Like before the search, what I was like thinking that only I am the truth. Only what I am doing is the right. Like that kind of thing. I. That is the main thing which always kept on, behind which I was running. But after I've been like a seeker, I happened to witness that this I is nothing. I'm just a speck of this universe. My life is so brief. I'm just like a dot in this universe. Like I'm still trying to figure out the truth, like that.
I have a question. In India, and I guess for yourself personally, what is really the truth or the desire or the meaning behind life? Like according to you and in general in the Indian culture, what is like, our meaning to live in general? What is the reason behind everything? It's a big question, but in general, is it like is it like the pursuit of every day and just how we live every day? Is there an ultimate end goal? Or like how do you from that point of view see life? It's a loaded question. I'm sorry.
Like what to say? Yeah, actually, you just asked it simply, but it's like
I should have just stuck to the food insights, right?
Yeah, actually. What is it?
I put you on the spot.
Actually,
It just
see, from my aspect, whatever I realized, I say okay. So I don't know about generally, but I realized what I realized about your question. I'll just say that.
No, yeah. I mean, it's the thing is, I asked that as well because I think, especially with the work you do to help people, sometimes I think people, depending on what age they are in life, and maybe the older they get as well, sometimes they don't understand or feel that their life has meaning, right? And so
Yeah.
and so they indulge and take in, types of foods and other vices that really are damaging their internal body, right? Like sometimes
Yes.
the older people they're like, what's the point of life? Maybe it has no meaning, and food gives them like a way of feeling happy, and then they destroy like their bodies inside, and they get diabetes or other diseases, cardiovascular issues, so I think it's important, like the work you do and the things you're talking about, because you're talking about a holistic way of seeing your life and a holistic way of healing as well, because it's not just what you eat, but it's how you think. It's spiritual practice, meditation, it's many things, so that's why I asked the question, like, because sometimes when people have meaning in their life, or they have a vision of what it is to live, they feel better about themselves,
Okay, so I understood your question actually in a different perspective. I'll try to
I should have
answer
said
my
it
best
better. I'm
actually.
sorry.
Yeah, that's good. See, basically, whenever when a person will tend to feel that like I want some other dimension to my life, when actually a person like want to explore this other dimension, actually when he feels like he's been dragged here, and he's clogged in the society, and he feels like like compressed or suffocated in the society, right? At that point, people will feel that I want to get out of this, or I want to explore different dimensions where I want to escape out of the society, something like that. Okay.
Yeah.
So why you should choose spirituality at that point? I'll say that because whatever practices, it may be yoga practices or meditation or whatever you do, they have the ability to create the joy within yourself and to clear up the boundaries, to break those limitations within yourself in a way that you can produce those intoxication within yourself. Okay, you don't need to depend on any kind of substance or any kind of particular food to create such intoxication within yourself. If you just keep on meditating, or if you just do some initiated process, any spiritual process. For example, I attended a process called inner engineering, where my guru taught me in a more appropriate way, where I can harness that particular kind of intoxication within myself without depending on any kind of external substance. Okay, it basically means that I am trying to connect more the creator who created me, by closing my eyes, and I'm just creating time and space for myself to connect to the ultimate, than simply
simply like
destroying my five.
Yeah,
like simply stimulating my five senses through the external pleasure only. So once people realize that instead of depending on the external pleasures or going behind something externally, once they realize that the real joy or the real mechanism to create happiness is within, and once they start to close their eyes and sit and see what is there within, things will change. Actually, they will start to see the real meaning of the life. See, your meaning of life and my meaning of life is totally changed, right? It is like totally different, right?
Yeah.
Like if you take in India also, it goes the same. Like one person's meaning and other person's meaning, even though we are all in the spiritual process, the meaning of life will vary from one person to another person. But the ultimate point is that we should look inward. That is the thing. More than depending on the external factors, more than getting clogged ourselves or getting imprisoned ourselves through the external things. It's best if you can try to connect within yourself, within the creator thing, by closing your eyes. If you try to connect more and more within yourself, I think you will even discover your own purpose of life, rather than depending on somebody's discovery.
That's really important what you're saying, because I think, and like what you've talked about with your program for people to reverse diabetes, it's a lot about that as well. It's a lot about that journey of self-discovery. It's about what you put in your body, and over time, if you practice those things and do it properly, between the right nutritional intake, like you spoke about, through an appropriate spiritual practice, yoga, everything like that, like your life can get really on track and get healthy, and you'll feel better about like your whole self, no matter what, over time. So Nivedha, this has been an amazing conversation with you, and it's been really, really important, especially people who are going through diabetes, or they know someone and can really, give them a good signal as to where, to look to really try to get over their situation, get on the right track. So if people who do have diabetes, or maybe even just other, I would say, health issues in general, that really want to reverse course and get on a much healthier way of life, if they want to connect with you, how is the best way they can connect with you?
You can share my WhatsApp number. That is the best way.
Okay.
Remaining all, I'll be like all the time busy with my duty and other stuff. So my WhatsApp would be best. Like I'll open every day.
And you have
otherwise my mail ID. Gmail mail ID.
Okay. And your social media, can you let our...
Yeah, Instagram. My Instagram, you can connect. Like Dr. Nivedha Rengasamy, the same ID they can connect.
Perfect. Okay. So what we'll do is we'll include all your information in our video descriptions. So viewers, listeners, in the show notes, you can find Dr. Nivedha's information. If you are looking for this specific type of reverse course for your health, to get on a path that's really, holistically healthy, and she can definitely help you. So we'll include all your information, doctor. What's the word again?
I hope it was useful, and I hope you understood the third aspect whatever I talked.
Absolutely, doctor. We're very grateful, and we'll include everything for all of our listeners and viewers. And again, what's the thank you again?
Namaskaram.
Namaskaram, viewers and listeners, and we'll see you on the next episode of Spirit Lives.
Thank you so much for having me here.
Thank you.